Hi, Jan here, and after a lot of messing about, I've decided got to put both tables up downstairs and cut it out downstairs. This is the cloak making. I'm just doing the lining first on what has to be the most awkward pattern I've ever used. It's been very stressful trying to work out what they mean by anything, because nothing made any sense when I was initially yesterday when I was looking at the cutting instructions. It took me about an hour to work out that my fabric, the way it was, came from the retailer, which is folded by the manufacturer in one way and then comes it's got to be unfolded and refolded the other way around, which isn't something that I could do on the smaller table upstairs. But suffice it to say, it took many cups of tea to calm me down, half a box of chocolate, and this lining fabric, it's satin and it is just so slidey. It's very, very difficult to work with, but I think, well, I've done it in the past. If I could do it before, I should be able to do it now. And the dogs are all whining because they want to come in. And unlike other patterns that I've used in the past, this is using the same piece for front and back, which means that they're going to come out. I was just saying to Neil that once you've cut the neckline for the front once using the pattern, then you can't use the pattern again because the back bit's then useless. And this table's too big for me to lean over, or I'm too short. And as I always say when I'm making anything on my channel, it's not an instructional, it's not a how-to, it's just a, this is what I did. Don't make the same mistakes that I do. I should have put more pins in the pattern. Right, so that's the first piece. I think first two pieces successfully cut. Right, so now I need to get all the pins out and then repin it for the other side. And part of the reason why I didn't want to do this downstairs was I worry about the dogs getting hold of pins and things, and almost the first thing that happened was Echo got a pin, but luckily it's got the glass ends on it and we heard it, and Neil very bravely stuck his hand in the dog's. I've just realised, oh damn, I'll do that later. I pinned it so I was going to cut off the selvage and then I didn't cut it off. So, never mind. My whole life seems to be a constant stream of, all right, then we'll do it the other way. Right, so that should be, yes, two pieces there. Now I have to repin the pattern on the other side. I will, however, do all the sewing upstairs because I'm not going to be able to do it with the dogs down here. Right, so that's the two back pieces. I was thinking if I then cut the neck on the other one, but I can't because I haven't cut the main. I'm having to use the pattern for the wall part of the cloak on the lining part, because the lining pattern makes no sense at all. Just pinning these two sides together to try and keep them from separating completely. So I won't pretend this isn't stressful, because once you've cut it, that's it. I'm almost ready for a break and I've hardly started yet. Neil very kindly said to me the other day that if I don't get it done for his birthday, it's all right. Because he wasn't planning to wear it on his birthday, and it's becoming, starting to look increasingly likely you're not going to get it this year. But I'm doing my best. That's all I can do.
It's very appreciated.
Who are you saying we're fat? Eh? Who said we're? Oh, it's Chester. Something going on outside? I don't even know if this is filming for you. It's so long since I used the GoPro. But when I was trying to film yesterday, using the camera on the tripod, it was just a complete nightmare. The light was wrong.
Well, it looks promising because the red light is flashing.
Yeah, I can see a red light. It's not always a good sign though, is it?
No.
And anybody who's good at doing this sort of thing is probably going to think this is so not the way to do it. That's another thing about this pattern is I've never before had a pattern where you've had to start sellotaping bits to the other bits because the pattern itself wasn't long enough. So that's been quite annoying and frustrating. I'm so ready to stop and sit down and have a break, but the thing is there's so much to do, and I've got to have the dogs out of the room. Can't leave them out of the room all day, can we? Wouldn't be fair.
No.
Now I'm down as far as the corner of the sofa. I can't get any further down. still, hopefully, when I do the outer part of the cloak, the wool part, it should be so much easier to work with than this satin. Satin's wonderful to wear as a lining, but it's an absolute nightmare to do anything with. Well, in my experience anyway. But I've done it before. I've actually made garments. Do you remember for my croning I had a satin overdress, didn't I?
Yes, I did, yeah.
That was black satin, so if I could make whole garments for me then... But that's when I was not as broken as I am now. Right, so if I put that there... going to take off this little bit of fabric that's dangling off this end, this little